Great. I think we're ready to start. So, I'm Melissa, the host for this first webinar, and I'm here with El Difrawy. Iman, did I say your name correctly
Yes,
there?
yes, correct.
El Difrawy. So, hi, Iman, how are you?
Hi, Melissa. I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is just
Thank you.
it's going to be such a practical and interesting webinar. So, Iman, where are you joining us from today?
From Egypt,
Okay, which area are you in?
Giza.
Okay, so if we have any other teachers watching from Giza, say hello in the comments, say hello in the chat. Iman would love to hear from you. Great. Well, I'll tell the audience a bit about you, Iman. So, as Iman says, she's an Egyptian teacher of English. She's also a soft skills trainer at university, an online MOOC facilitator, and an experienced teacher trainer. Iman, you're a busy woman. You've also presented at numerous national and international TESOL conferences around the world. So methodology is something that you're really hot on. And today you're going to talk about writing. Is that correct?
Yes, how to make writing interactive.
Fantastic. Well, everyone, I think let's start. We're going to have the webinar from Iman, and then we'll have a time for questions and answers at the end. So anytime you want to ask a question during the webinar, put it in the Q&A, put it in the Facebook comments, and we'll answer at the end. Well, Iman, if you're ready, you can start
Yes,
your
yes,
screen
I am.
sharing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay. So, hello, everyone. I hope that you can all hear me well. Thank you so much for attending. Let's start with our session. So today's session is about how to make writing interactive. It's for teens and adults. Levels are pre-intermediate to intermediate. Okay. We are today in today's lesson we are going to talk about some problems and the solutions for these problems. Let's start with the first problem is students can't get started with writing the first sentence in a paragraph. We always tell our learners start the paragraph by writing a sentence that grabs the reader's attention, for example, and still they couldn't write. Why? Because they don't know how to start writing a paragraph. Okay. Also, the second problem is they don't have enough ideas. They always tell you, okay, I don't have enough ideas. What do I write? So we are going to discuss the solution for this problem. Problem number 3 is that students don't aim high. They feel uncertain when it comes to writing. They don't feel that they could write good enough. They don't really also care about writing correct sentences because they don't know the know-how, as we said. Also, problem number 3, that they don't reread their work. So when you correct their pieces of writing, they don't really read your correction. And also, they are not motivated enough. Okay. Some of the solutions are we're going to teach them how to write topic sentences, how to generate ideas, show them a model and ask them to highlight the features of these models, show them how to brainstorm. We are going to use rubrics with our students, peer editing, correction codes, and how to make writing interactive and creative. So let's start with our first problem. Okay, which is students cannot write a topic sentence. So could you please in the chat box write what do you do with your learners? How do you explain to them to write a correct topic sentence? So let me stop and see your comments. Modeling, okay, you give them an example. Model example, okay. So what is the example? What are you going to include in the example? And how are you going to teach? So is giving an example enough for them to be able to write a topic sentence? By brainstorming, it gives them an idea, okay? Providing helping language should be, I would say that topic sentence should be simple. I'll start with a question. By giving them an example, keywords, watch a video, brainstorming, some vocabulary words, mind mapping, encourage them first. By telling them it's going to include what we're going to talk about. And was all these examples useful? Were they able to write a correct topic sentence? So did you have any problem with topic sentences before? By listening to their stories, explain what a topic sentence is. Very good. Process and product writing, okay. We'll come to that later. Show some good and bad examples. Okay, thank you so much, all of you. I have a very good way that would help you all. Okay. So what we do is tell them that a topic sentence introduces two main parts. So the topic sentence is divided into two parts. What are they? Who knows? Could you please write in the chat box? What are the two parts? Okay, someone is saying I will provide sentence starters. Okay, thank you all. Yeah, can you now general and thesis? Okay, topic. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you all. Topic and controlling idea. Very good. So the topic sentence is divided into two parts: the topic and a controlling idea. So the controlling idea is about the focus of the paragraph. Students need to know that we write about the controlling idea. We don't write about the topic itself. And that's why we always have irrelevant sentences. So for example, if this is the topic sentence, my friend is an honest person, the students think that they're supposed to write about their friends. They think that their friend is what they should write about, and this is incorrect. So they start to give you irrelevant sentence like my friend lives in Docky. My friend is 20 years old, and they start. He has two brothers and one sister. And this usually happens because they don't understand which part to write about. So they need to understand that they write about how honest my friend is. Okay. Let's look at the second sentence. My friend is the funniest person I know. So this is the topic sentence for another paragraph. So what do you think students should write about? Their friend or how funny their friend? So what do you think? Very good. How funny. He's the funniest person I know. Very good. So this is a very important thing. Once they understand that, they would be able to like write a correct topic sentence. But is this enough? What do you think? By giving them an example. Is this enough? What do you think? So no, very good. It's not enough. Actually, they need more practice. True. Well done, all. They need more practice. So what you can do is you can give them some topics and some controlling ideas and ask them to form a sentence, okay, as a kind of practice. So here we have cooking and we have so many different skills. So can you form a sentence? Hi, Ahmed from Aswan. Okay, so can you look to this slide, please, and write a sentence. Try to connect cooking to many different skills. Very good, Khulud. Cooking requires many different skills. Very good. Okay. Cooking requires many different skills. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay. What about number 2? Graduating from high school and the controlling idea is many different reasons. Yes, we need so many different skills to cook. Okay, thank you all. What about number 2? It requires many different reasons. Very good. Yes. Yes, well done. Thank you all for your comments. Okay, so they need this kind of practice. Okay, so this was problem number 1 and solution for number 1. Let's go to problem number 2, which is students don't have enough ideas. Can you tell me about what you do with your learners? How do you teach them to generate and develop ideas? Brainstorming together, okay. Group brainstorming, discussions, scaffolding, mind maps, lists, videos, discussions, research through reading, brainstorm examples, from drawing from their own experience and background. Let them express what they have. Pair and group work. Of course, we'll ask them to brainstorm ideas in groups. This is what makes this, the activity interactive. Okay, addressing to the students their own experience. Okay, thank you all again. So here, let's start with the first way that the first thing we need to do that with this problem is we need to explain that to generate ideas, you can give more details. They need to elaborate. So by giving details, examples, reasons, definitions, more explanations, okay? By answering these questions, they pick what is relevant, of course, who, what, where, when, why, and how. But explaining is not enough. Of course, as you all know, we need to give them a practice, and maybe you can do this together with students to teach them how they can do it. So what kind of practice do students need now? We can give them, before I tell you, you can write in the chat box what kind of practice. Yeah, so after you give them that you can generate ideas by giving some examples, reason, and explanation. So what can you do next? Very good. Yeah, you can give them a model. Someone earlier said we can use the product and the process approach. So yes, by giving them a model. So this is the product approach. Yes. And what do I ask the learners to do after I give them a model? So give them a model and Okay, do I highlight the features, or can I give them like a guided discovery activity where they work together in groups and try to figure out the features of this model? What do you think? Hmm. Yes, highlighting the features in the model. You can give them group work. Very good. Ask them to underline, okay, where's the topic sentence, where is the examples, where are the reasons, and so on. So here, there is a model here, okay. You can ask the students to work together to highlight the features of this model. Can you take a minute, read it, and tell me where is the topic sentence, where is the example, the explanation, and the reasons? So it's about one reason why men sometimes don't listen. I'm sure we have more than one reason when it comes to men listening. Yeah. So all women would be very happy about that now. Sorry, men. Sorry. So where is the example, the reasons, and the explanation? Very good. The first sentence in red, yes. So it's the topic sentence. Very good. Yes, group work, of course. Group work. You will ask them to work together to try to highlight the features of writing a paragraph. Yes, in groups, sure. Okay. The first sentence is the topic sentence. Okay. Very good. Reasons after, because it's answering why. Good. Okay. Thank you all again. We can do the same thing when we want them to highlight the features of writing essay too. So for example, uh, you can do this with paragraphs and essay writing as well. So you are going to use a model and ask them to underline the features it depends on what kind of essay that you're teaching. So for example, you tell them the first paragraph is the introduction. I want you to underline the hope, the background information, and the thesis statement. And then look at the first body paragraph, underline the topic sentence, and then underline the supporting sentences. Sometimes there are like a sentence or two for the conclusion in the first body paragraph. So they could underline this as well. Look at the second body paragraph and underline the same things, the topic sentence, the supporting, and the conclusion. And then they have the conclusion for the whole essay at the end. So that we can do the same thing with essays. Okay, so again, how to generate ideas is we said by explaining that they could write some examples, details, reasons, and explanations, and give them a model. We said the first thing. The second thing, we can also ask them to brainstorm ideas together. So they start writing and giving some examples, some details, some reasons, and so on. Okay. So which of these ideas are you going to use? Are you going to use writing topic sentences that they are divided into two parts, supporting, brainstorming, which? All of them. All. You like the brainstorming. Great. All of them. All good. All three. Lovely. Thank you. Brainstorming. All of them. The topic sentence. Good. All of them. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's go to problem number 3. So students, they don't aim high, so we can use, they don't push themselves to write enough details. So we can teach them, or we can use a rubric with our students. So what do you think? What is a rubric? Instructions about what? Good, but about what? Can you elaborate, please? Guidelines for what? Yes, some criteria, type of scoring to assess the writings. Well done. Yeah, of course, we don't only have one rubric. It depends on what kind of writing they are doing. Scoring guide. So a rubric is a scoring guide that evaluates criteria like clarity, grammar, structure, creativity, and coherence. Well done. Yeah, thank you all. Brilliant ideas. Okay, well done. Okay, so as what you all have said, a rubric is a scoring tool that lists criteria for what makes a good paragraph. So rubrics will help students to will help clarify expectations for students, what they expect. So before students write, it's advisable that you teach them or explain to them the criteria, so they know how they will be graded. Okay. So what criteria should we include in this rubric? Rubric for writing a paragraph. What criteria? Remember, we talked about topic sentence, we talked about giving supporting details, and of course, the conclusion at the end. So what should we, organization, layout, content, structure, coherence, spelling. Well done. Okay, well done. Task achievement, punctuation, logic ideas. Okay. So here, let me show you some of the criteria I have here. So as you all said now, it's the topic sentence, the content, the organization, the spelling, the grammar, and punctuation. But the point here, how are you going to grade this? So after you read the topic sentence, are you going to give them 4 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 1 out of 4? Like, is it excellent? Is it good? Is it almost good? They are almost there. They need help. So how do you decide? You know, sometimes we have tough graders and we have easy graders. So do we leave it to the teacher to decide whether to give the students the full mark? Yes, very good, excellent, or good, very good, almost, needs help. How do we decide the grade? What do you think? We'll come to correction codes later on. The criteria, yes, okay, so very good. So can you elaborate on that? Because if it's up to us, the teachers, it won't be really fair. Yeah. So we have to have like some criteria that we're working on. Yeah, mechanics. We can, yes, of course, mechanics. Yeah, but can you tell me how will you decide the grade? No, we cannot leave it to self-judgment. I'm a very easy grader, so I would give them all 4 out of 4. So it doesn't work this way. Okay, so let me give you um, an example here. So I want you all to look at the screen, please. So here, for example, the main topic is clearly stated in a complete opening sentence. So when you read the student's topic sentence, it's totally clear. You can see where the topic is, where is the controlling idea, and with correct sentence structure. So if both are correct, they can take the full mark, which is 4 out of 4. Okay? Okay, what about 3 out of 4? So we have here the main topic is clearly stated, okay, but with incorrect sentence structure. So they can lose a point for incorrect sentence structure. Number 3, main topic is not clearly stated, but with correct sentence structure. Okay, they can take 2 out of 4 in this point. Main topic and sentence structure are incorrect. Please don't give your students 0 out of 4 because they tried. Okay, so give them a point for trying. Okay, because 0 is really very frustrating. So you can give 1 out of 4 for trying because they did write something. Okay. What about the other criteria, like content, for example? So we are looking for um, 3 supporting sentences, for example. So if they have written like 3 supporting sentences, then you could give them 4 out of 4. Students has written at least 3 supporting sentences and 2 are on topic. So it's very important that they write relevant ideas. Yeah. So it's not only about writing supporting sentences, all the supporting sentences has to be relevant. And of course, when you teach them that they are writing, that they write about the controlling idea, not the topic, all their ideas will be relevant. Okay, so this was really a huge problem with the students before teaching them that. But once you do, you won't find irrelevant sentences. Okay, so this is 3 out of 4. Student has written at least 3 supporting sentences. 1 is on topic. So 2 out of 4. None is on topic. Again, no zeros, please. It's 1 out of 4. Okay. Organization. Paragraph has a topic sentence, details, concluding, and in logical order. So they 4 out of 4. Paragraph is missing one of these, 3 out of 4. Paragraph is missing both topic sentences and details, for example, 2 out of 4. Paragraphs is missing both and not in logical order. Okay, but at least they tried, so you can give them 1 out of 4. Spelling from 0 to 2 mistakes, 4 out of 4. This is just an example. Of course, you can change whatever you want. It doesn't have to be 0 to 2 mistakes. Yeah, at least 1 for trying. Yeah, sure, Mohammed. Spelling mistakes 3 out of 4. They can take 3 out of 4. From 5 to 6 mistakes, 2, 6 and above, 1 out of 4. Okay. So this was about the grammar and punctuation. The same thing. Okay, from 0 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, and so on. Okay, so this was problem number 3 and the solution to problem number 3. Let's go to problem number 4, which is students don't reread their work. So what do you do with your students when they don't reread their work? Yeah, we do, yeah, we don't give zeros. Yeah, yeah, because they tried. They wrote something. Yes, but of course you will tell them and guide them what they need to work on. My question again: Okay, what do you do with your students when you don't reread your work? So you corrected their writings, and you feel that they don't learn from their mistakes. They don't reread your correction or their writings again. What do you do with them? Give them feedback, peer check activity before handing the work, correction with right answers. We'll talk about that. Self-assessment, one-to-one consultation. Give them a score if they correct their writing. On the spot delayed feedback. Give them homework, self-reflection. Thank you all. Swapping the writing with their friends. Allow them to have reflection. Give them a goal. Rewrite the writing with the corrections that I have made. Proofreading. Okay, thank you all. Here we can do two things. We can give them a peer editing checklist. Okay. Yes, thank you all. Peer editing checklist. And this is what we can include in peer editing checklist. Like, is there a clear topic sentence or the main idea? Are all the ideas directly related to the main topic or not? Do some details seem off topic, okay, or irrelevant? Is there enough detail or evidence to support the main idea? Are examples, definitions, and explanation used to develop ideas? Okay. What about organization and structure? Does the writing have a logical flow? Do the ideas connect well with smooth transition between the sentences? Are transition words used, okay, to connect ideas together? Is there a mix of short and longer sentences? Are the sentences easy to understand? Do any sentence feel repetitive? Some students like kind of repeat sentences. What about grammar and mechanics? Are verbs used in the correct tense? Are there any subject-verb agreement? Of course, you don't have to give them all that. You can pick the ones that are relevant to the level you're teaching or to the grade or whatever. Is punctuation used correctly with periods, commas, and question marks? Word choice and vocabulary. Are there strong descriptive words? Are there any overused words? Are the same words repeated too often? Clarity and cohesion. Some of you wrote about clarity and cohesion. So is the meaning of each sentence clear? Does each sentence make sense on its own? Are any sentences confusing or unclear? Do the sentences connect logically? Okay, so this is about peer checklist. Do you have any questions so far before I move to the next point? Thank you. Most welcome. Thank you all. Okay, so thank you so much. We can use correction codes because sometimes when you underline the mistake and just give the correct answer for the students, what happens is they don't really reread your corrections. They don't bother. They just put it in their school bag and that's it. So what do you do? We use correction codes. We can use, yes, correction codes. how does it work? What are correction codes? Who knows? Yes, you use something like missing word order. Yes, we do spelling, grammar mistakes, vocabulary. So the idea behind correction codes is that we underline the mistake and just write what's wrong with this word, um, whether it's a spelling mistake. But of course, you need to teach your students these codes before you use them. So, for example, here, wrong order, wrong word, sorry, wrong form, word order. There are plenty of these on the British Council website, more than the ones on the screen. So you can get back to the Teaching English British Council and you will find plenty of correction codes. Missing words, question mark when it's totally not clear, you couldn't understand what they mean. So underline the mistake and just write the code. Ask the students to change the mistakes according to your instructions, according to the codes, and then they send it back. Of course, you will receive something like, if I knew the answer, I would have done it from the beginning, but say, no, please try again. And you would be able to change some of them according to the codes I gave you. You know, students will always say that. Okay. Okay, lovely. Problem number 5 is students are not motivated to write. Okay. Why? Because why do you think? Tell me, why students are not motivated to write? Lack of confidence. Very good. The first reason is they don't know the know-how. Okay, that's why they don't like it. But once they do, they will be motivated to write. And also, the tasks are really boring, what we ask them to do. So we need to use interactive tasks that are interesting and more creative. Let me introduce some to you. You can use blogs with your students. So ask students to, students, they use technology all the time. So I use a Padlet and Google Classroom. I really love Padlet. If you don't know Padlet, you can Google it. It's a really very good blog. I asked my students to upload their work, whether it's writing a video that they taped, and they comment on each other's work. It's really nice. So they can see each other's work and comment on each other's work. So blogs really is an interactive tool, and students love it. The second idea is we all know find someone who, but this time it's based on writing. So the first step is you're going to ask the students to write about themselves. Like my hobby is I live in, I've been to this place, for example. So they will write some information about themselves and then they pass these pieces of papers and they exchange them and they move around the class asking questions to find if the person they are talking to is the person mentioned on this piece of paper. So you will start asking them, have you been to Spain? So I want to figure out whether it's this person. And it's really lovely, and try it and let us know whether it worked well. The third idea is chain letters activity. So step number 1, students continue a story without knowing all what has been written before. Okay. So I write something and then I pass it to the person next to me I add the information without really looking what was written before. So students fold the paper so that only the second line can be seen. Okay, this continues until the whole text is finished. It will be like fun because they will have some things that are not really related. So it's so much fun. Okay, also invitation game, and this could be done in class or through emails or WhatsApp or through text messages. Ask students to write the real arrangement, okay, on a piece of paper, but it has to be real, okay? They could send each other emails, okay, or use one of the blogs to write about their arrangement. If they don't want to use emails, they can use Padlet, for example, and write about the real arrangement, okay? If it's a face-to-face class, they can write on a piece of paper, inviting others to do things with them. Making sure, of course, that they don't accept invitation for times when they already have something to do, okay? The person who makes the most new arrangement by the end of the activity and has confirmed all the arrangement is the winner. Okay. Another creative activity is using social media like Instagram, TikTok. Have students create TikTok videos based on a writing prompt. Like, for example, they could summarize a story in 60 seconds. And I've tried this and the students really love it. You know, they're using TikTok all the time. Also, they can use TikTok's duet feature for collaborative writing. So one student can start with the first part of the story. We all have this. We see it with friends saying parts of a story or a script that they already know. So one student can start a story and then their partner can continue. Okay, and then we have students can write questions about writing topics and then film themselves asking these questions. You can also use poetry like performance or concerts. Students can write original poems and perform them on TikTok. They can focus on expressions, intonation, and delivery, for example. I love this one. It's creative how to, like, instead of we always ask the students to write, for example, a process paragraph how to do something, the steps of doing something. So instead of giving them a traditional idea, you can tell them write a creative topic about how to lose a friend in 10 days. Do you have any other creative ideas that you can use with your students other than losing a friend in 10 days? How to eat, for example, and not to gain weight. Anything that is like outside the box, unusual. Thank you. You have any unusual ideas? How to become a failure in what? In a test. This is lovely. How to irritate your best friend. Oh my God. Yeah, so if you think more about like outside the box ideas, you will find plenty, believe me. Okay, lovely. Okay. So this is the creative how-to idea. And then we have the comic strip. And I've tried this as well. They can draw or create a story as a comic strip. Okay. It's really interactive and students, they love it. We also have the escape room. Okay. They are going to create an escape room with clues leading to different rooms. So now you are in a room and you would like to escape from this room. They will write the clues. And also they could describe the room. They could write a dialogue between characters trapped there. So of course, all these are interactive. They are going to work together in teams to solve the clues and complete the writing task to move forward. So how to move from this room and escape where they are trapped. Okay, so let me wrap up. So in today's today's webinar, we covered how to teach students to get started writing, how to write a topic sentence when it comes to paragraph, how to generate ideas. And we said we teach them that we need to give examples, definitions, reasons, explanations, and we need to show them a model and ask them to highlight the features. We said also we can do this with essay writings as well. And then we could use another, the process approach, which is ask them to work together and brainstorm ideas, ask them to start writing. We explain what are rubrics, how to use them, why it's important to use them. Students need to understand the rubric before they start writing. Peer editing is really important so that students reread their work again. Correction codes as well are important. And you were introduced to some ideas, interactive tasks, interactive and creative tasks that you could use with your learners. So last thing. So which of these ideas are you going to use? And I would like you please to write in the chat box 3 things that you learned today. Very informative. Thank you. Would love to attend another session. Thank you so much. All lovely. So nice of you to say that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All of them. The TikTok. Thank you. The peer editing. Insightful. Thank you. Worth trying. Almost all. Thank you so much. How to grade. Padlet. I'm sorry I cannot say them all out loud because the messages are really running too fast. I'm really sorry. Escape room, it's lovely. Try it. Read more about it, Google it, and it's really engaging. Escape room, yeah. Correction codes, topic sentences. Yeah, strange topics to help them open up. Innovative ideas, good. Peer editing, all the amazing ideas. Thank you. You plan to come to Egypt? You're more than welcome. Chain letters, sense of humor. Thank you. Thank you. So nice of you. Most welcome. You're going to use the codes, the rubrics are very important. Lovely. Thank you for attending. Thank you all. Okay, I guess I finished.
Great. Yeah. I mean, what a finish. What so many messages and so many activities. Wow, thanks. Thanks so much, Iman.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
There's just lots of messages coming in, but we also have time for questions. So please, everyone, teachers around the world, if you've got questions for Iman about her many activities or about anything else connected with writing, you can ask now. Let us know. So let's take a look at some questions, Iman.
Yeah.
I can see some already coming in, and well, one is quite interesting. It's from Diana, and Diana says, do you think you could use peer feedback in an online class? Is that something you've ever tried?
Why not? You can put them into breakout rooms. But
Yeah.
if you have like large classes, I guess it will be difficult, somehow challenging, because you have
Mm-hmm.
to visit all the rooms. And so yes, you can through breakout rooms. Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, it's just the same as having the
Yeah,
groups of
yeah,
tables in the classroom, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Diana, try it out. Um, and yeah, lots of teachers are saying they really liked the
Thank
ideas.
you.
Like
Thank you so much.
I was reminded about chain stories. Such a good activity, and I've just forgotten about it for years. So I'm going to try it. Somebody asked, can you tell us a bit more about the TikTok idea, the duet? How does that work? I've never tried that.
Yeah, if you like watch or you use TikTok more often, you will find like two friends like
Okay.
same script. So one will say a part and the other will say a part. It's really interesting. So they need to write the script first and then
Uh-huh.
record themselves on TikTok. It's really lovely.
Okay, okay. Ah, I see what you mean. That's really nice. And yeah, they can share it with friends.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Sounds good. Um, let's go back to correcting. There's a couple of questions about this. There's a question from someone watching on Facebook, and their name is Gifty. Gifty asks, how do you feel about red pen when marking essays?
I don't use it.
You don't use it.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
I
what I
feel it's
thought you would
kind of,
say.
yeah, I feel, I don't know whether this is because some people they don't feel the same way. For me, I
Mm.
don't use it. I use the green pen. I feel somehow it's offensive or it's like they feel that they
Yeah.
really did something terribly wrong. So that's why I don't use it. Uh,
Hmm.
and always have like a safe environment so that the
Yeah.
students feel it's okay to make mistakes. But I
Uh-huh.
feel when I use the red pen that it's not okay to do mistakes, so I don't use it.
Me too. I bought a green pen and a
Yeah.
purple pen.
Purple is lovely as well. It's a
And I
lovely color.
prefer those. So Swati asks a related question, but maybe you've answered it already, Iman. Is it a good idea to correct all the spelling errors in a creative piece of writing?
If it's like an exam or something, you need to correct all.
Okay.
But if it's like an activity, you can just focus on what you covered so they don't feel that they got everything wrong. The same
Yeah.
idea when we give feedback at the end of any session, we don't give feedback on everything the student said. So at the end,
Uh-huh.
feel they said everything in an incorrect way. So just
Yeah.
pick the ones that you have just covered or related to the target language of today's session. So this is what I do, is I don't correct everything. But in exams, of course, we need to correct everything.
Hmm. Yeah, good advice. Nobody wants to see their paper full of
Yeah,
corrections,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Um, so here's a question about peer editing, working in groups with the other students and being critical. Someone asks, are they are they always good enough at it? Um, what's your experience? Do they take it
If
seriously?
the if the sentences are straightforward,
Uh-huh.
clear for the students, that's why it's a checklist. They are not required really to write much. So it's
Okay.
either we taught them, for example, that the topic sentence is divided into two parts: a topic and a controlling idea. So if they
Uh-huh.
can see a topic and a controlling idea, they would just give a tick. So try to
Okay.
make it as easy as possible for the students to use. Okay, and of course it depends on their level.
Mm-hmm.
They are beginners,
True.
for example, they won't be able to use it. But if the sentences are direct to the point, yes, they would be able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And practice, right?
Yes,
Maybe,
practice makes perfect. Yeah.
yeah, the first time that students do peer assessment, peer editing, it's new, it's not easy the first time, but they get better at
They
it,
will
right?
get
That's what
used to
I've
it. Yeah,
seen.
yeah, true.
Cool. A teacher asks, I'm not sure the name, it's a teacher here in Zoom. They ask, do you think these can be used with younger learners? at primary
Yes.
learners some of the
You
ideas.
can use, but with smiley faces and it won't be the
Yeah.
same. It will look different. So always we can always ask young learners' opinion. Of course, we do that all the time,
Hmm.
but with a very simple checklist.
Yeah.
Okay? It
Yeah.
depends on the stage, which grade, and of course you're going to use like smiley faces and
Uh-huh.
another sad face and so on. So it
Yeah.
looks different. It won't look this way.
Yeah, I can see that working. I can also see some of the activities like the escape room or the chain stories. They could just be more simple for primary, right?
Exactly. You can these activities are for teens and adults, yeah, but the point is you can modify always the activity
Hmm.
so that it suits the learner's level. So you can always
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when we come back to your list of problems that are typical in writing and the solutions, I mean, I think it's for most ages from middle of
yes,
primary and up, right?
exactly.
Brainstorming, there's one. Like everybody benefits from those brainstorming
True,
activities.
true. Yes.
Hmm. Okay, great. Everyone, there's a lot of questions and we can't answer them all, but we have good news for you. Um, Iman is coming back to be with us on Facebook, and she's going to answer more questions for you in a Q&A event, which is, do you remember the date, Iman?
No.
Let me check. Oh, it's Wednesday, the 4th of December.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 weeks, and that's at 12 o'clock UK time. So check the British Council Teaching English Facebook page and come back, ask Iman more questions about writing, and she'll be there to answer everything. Well,
Thank you.
Iman, thank you for today. We had a great time.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks to Iman, thanks to everyone working behind the scenes, Joe and Kath, and also thanks to Naomi on Facebook. We'll see you in 15 minutes for the next session, which is about creating confident speakers with Rona Snelling. So don't go away. See you soon. Goodbye.
Bye bye.